Step 1. Installing the Growing Methods Kit.
We're now going to transform our basic EdRack with a growing kit that we received. The first thing we need to do is take out the rafts. We've already unplugged the pumps, so we don't have any irrigation currently going to those trays. I'm also going to label which growing method we'll have on each level. We have deep water culture remaining on this top level. I'm going to then install nutrient film technique, or NFT, here in the middle. In the bottom, we'll do ebb and flow.
Step 2. Setting up NFT tray.
The next part for setting up our NFT tray is going to be changing these irrigation standoffs. So we're going to remove the input irrigation threading part. We're also going to remove the standoff from the drain. We're now going to put the threaded part that's shorter, just this filter, into the drain. And attach our sponge filter. This is going to help capture any debris before that water returns to the reservoir. Now that our drain is all set up, we're now going to put the NFT manifold into the irrigation input. So it'll come with a threaded component here on the bottom, and we're going to thread this into the Botanicare tray. Keep hold of this upper portion, and we can then just spin and attach our NFT manifold directly to the tray. All right, now that this is installed, we can now place our gutters with the riser into our Botanicare tray. When you place this riser, you want to make sure that the raised portions are down, because we want this to be as flat as possible. You're going to have the drain end of these NFT gutters and then the input end. This is where we're going to attach our poly tubing to the NFT gutter, so that we need those to be by the styrofoam riser. This growing methods kit comes with 4 NFT gutters. Now that those are all in place, we can now attach our poly tubing.
Step 3. Connecting NFT manifold.
So we're going to have the shortest attached to the nearest NFT gutter and the longest to the furthest. We're going to attach this poly tubing to the connection at the top. You just have to push those into the attachment. They go in relatively easily. You don't want to push them all the way down to where the water's just up against the bottom. You want it to be in the middle of the gutter. Now that we've attached our poly tubing from the manifold to our NFT gutters,
Step 4. Adjust the NFT ball valves.
each poly tube has its own ball valve. You're going to want to adjust these. This is the closed position. This is open, and we're going to want to set each one to about a quarter turn here.
Step 5. Plug in NFT. Make sure you have water and ensure the thin layer of water is moving.
We're now going to plug in the pump for our NFT irrigation style. It should be running 24/7, so we're just going to plug it directly into our power strip. We can hear the pump moving water from our reservoir up through this NFT manifold and into our NFT gutters. There should just be a thin layer of water on the bottom of these gutters. That's why it's called nutrient film technique. We're going to monitor the irrigation flowing through these gutters to make sure that we are getting adequate flow to each plant site.
Step 6. Install the net pots and cue plugs in NFT.
When we plant our NFT gutters, we're going to use a basket for each plant site or a net pot, and you're going to plant the cue plug into that basket. Give it just a little push to make sure that the cue plug is going to get as much water from the thin layer in the bottom of the gutter.